What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the United Road Call of Duty mainstream, where it is week one and we are ready for the first mainstream game of the year. Prime time action as we see the Atlanta Pandas matching up against the Houston Flames, an age-old matchup of two historic teams in the United Road Call of Duty. And what an historic event it's going to be, because I am with, once again, my duo. You hear me mention him every time he's not here, but I'm proud to bring back the Season 6 caster duo of the season, myself alongside my duo, Icy. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, man, you know me. I'm living life. I'm having a great time. It's a pleasure to be here, first of all. You know, glad to be back in the lab with you. Very excited to be able to cast the first main event. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, mainstream's always the main event. And like I said, and you know this as much as I do, two historic teams here, two championship caliber teams and former championship teams. We got Houston matching up with Atlanta. And I got to ask you, Icy, this is pre-week one. How you feeling about these lineups?
You know, man, I'll be honest. I was looking through some of these lineups, and I think this one's going to be a good one. I could see this going like 3-1, 3-2. I am, in my opinion, going to give a little bit of a slight edge over to Houston. I just think that the Garwick Bray buff, the Bayou buff, as some people like to call it, really can go hard. You know what I mean?
I like to call it the crawfish crutch, but whatever you must.
Man, the crawfish crutch works as well. But that's not to say that this Atlanta roster is anything to play with. I mean, pretty solid roster across the board. So it's going to be a good one, man.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. And on the other side of Houston, we got the Atlanta Pandas with the returning GM of the season from season 9. We're talking about Liv, and she's got herself a hell of a roster this season. She's led by Captain Kuji with the returning Mystic, now Mystic 1, I guess, because there's 2 on the loose out there. This one's the Plateau, with Kev, who we know, the Cuban submachine gun god, be getting Mixie on the map. We've been watching Kev for a long time. Excited to see what he's got. And someone you also have teamed with in the past with Diablo, who's now returning. Long gone are the days of Shaggy. Diablo is back. Atlanta's looking good this season. How do you think about these guys?
Yeah, man, I think it could definitely be something. I'm very interested to see in how it's going to work here. To my knowledge, my memory, I believe Mystic was a sub, and obviously Kev is a sub god. So in a game that's primarily 3 ARs, and Kuji as well. Last game played a lot more sub. So very interested to see how that dynamic's going to work. But hey, doesn't matter the gun for a lot of these people. As long as you can shoot straight and have half a brain, you're going to be fine. So I think it's going to be all right for them. I'm really looking at the silver in this matchup here for Atlanta, though. I think Diablo is going to be a very big part of their, Team Kim here. So I think if he can, outperform and do his job well, I think that Atlanta might be able to smoothly sail.
All right, Icy, but it is showtime. I'm hearing a lot of heated words in the game lobby as we are loading into our first map. It is a Karachi hardpoint, and we got to get really excited for this one, man. I haven't seen a lot of Karachi this season, even though there was just an Ottawa versus LAG Karachi that went heavily to the side of LAG. Hopefully, we could see a little bit more out of these guys here and get a little more competition. As off the bat, we are off the break to P1. And who do you think is going to be the real X factor if one of these teams is going to get away with an early lead?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think for me, I'm really looking at the difference in, like I said, plat and silvers here. I think that the golds line up pretty nicely, and I obviously Garwig, we know what the king of the Bayou brings to the table as a great 2-piece there out of Siki, the gold over there on the Houston side. But like I said, we know what the king of the Bayou is gonna, the king crawdaddy is gonna bring to the table. So. I think Kuji as well has got to step up a little bit here, really lead the team, really show that he can lead a team. And I think that's kind of what we're going to be looking at here today.
The correct answer is Siki Kad, as the kid is coming up 3-0, big kills and all of the time going to his team. He's going to make it a 4 spree, and he's going to get the rotations, but he's got a whole lot of Atlanta Pandas to meet over here. But Bray's going to get the first one breaking towards the side, and Garwig's going to be holding that wall as Siki is finally going to go down to
by his teammate there. Garwick gets the team kill onto Siki there, actually. So
the streak is alive. Of course, he can't go for his streaks, but still 4-0. You got to see how long he can make it last. But we are going to see a little bit of this time go the way of Atlanta, and it's going to start going back the way of Houston as Bray is going to be on that point. And Garwick's got his top AC waiting for Atlanta to start making the cross towards Bus, across this S&D zone. As Diablo's going to be the first one to make it, he's going to fall. That's 2 more the way of Houston, and Houston's pulling away with a very, very emphatic early lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at Garwig here, man. If he can get a nice pick here or two and get full rotations, it's basically chaining 3 straight hills just back to back to back. And I mean, we all know, obviously, in this game, 1 full 60 but can bring you back into it with just the nature of how the game is played. Garwig, of course, gets the kill there. But let me just tell you, man, chaining 3 hills together is going to be hard to overcome if it happens. And it does look like that might be the case here for Houston. So also, Yanix is using, or Babs, I'm going to call him Babs because Yanix is something.
Yeah, we don't know who Yanix is.
SVA? I can't lie. That might be the first time I've seen somebody use that in any type of competitive setting, but
you can't disrespect the SVA merchant Quaza, who did pull it out in his series. But no, this is a rare find, but he is going to be double positive for the time being, as you were alluding to that chain hill, as the first break is going to go to Kev, sitting at a measly 3-7, hopefully to turn up from the sub god. He's got a crazy skin on his gun. Can he match the gun skill to the colors on the gun?
Yeah, we're really hoping so. We want some vibrant, flashy gameplay out of the sub god to match that camo, of course. So looking at the scoreboard here, too, man. I mean, Siki is on something right now. 9-2 to start this game. Top fragging for the squad and definitely slaying right now. But of course, Garwig doing his thing. So, but they did get some chains together there, Johnny, and that is something where you're going to have to be cautious about if you are Atlanta. You don't want this to continue to run away.
I mean, you could call them chains, but they're still only a full 60 away from being right back into this one. And knowing the players on Atlanta, they're far from out of it, as we are going to see Garwood go down, and Atlanta is going to get this time. Bray's going to be the next one there, and a big kill out of Diablo, as he is going to get traded silver for silver, and the trades are coming through like mad. Ziki going to go down to Kuji. Kuji finding 2, and that is a huge 2-piece. That's going to secure them a good chunk of this old, as the rotations are going to start once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Very big 2, very much needed to if you're Atlanta there. Keep this, game manageable. I think if Houston would have broke there, that would have put them in a very big blender. Of course, it's never chalked, as you and I both know, but no one likes to be down, 80 or 90 to start out a hard point. So.
From the heavens, like Batman, shout out Clips of Young is going to fall off the top rope and get that one, but is going to get taken down by Kev, who picks up no time and runs clear the hill before finally coming back 10 seconds later, as Atlanta is going to slowly start to climb their way back into this one. But Siki is on the prowl, and he is going to find another one as Kev goes down.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred Kev maybe to just prone out on time there, let his teammates kind of get some kills around him. But I see the vision. I see what he was trying to do. I can't knock it, being a guy who likes to get kills myself, I can understand. But, sometimes it's not the best option.
Always a time for it, as Kev is going to finally learn his lesson, stay down for the rest of this scrap, as both teams are going to be ready for this P1. It is going to be Mystic that's going to fall first, as Bray's going to try to get the time. Kuji going to be there for the trade. Kuji been the one piece on this Atlanta team this game so far who has been consistent and has been there. And if the rest of Atlanta can start turning up, this could start swinging the tides.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you, man. And to be honest, though, like looking at the scoreboards here, you would think that obviously Houston in the lead, but not by as much as we thought, or we were really seeing in the beginning. I mean, they had 3 rotation, or they fought P1, got most of the time. P2 got about half the time, even though they were early rotated. Same thing with P3, they got there early, but still only got half. So kudos to Atlanta for keeping this extremely manageable and close.
Find a big 3 there.
Yeah,
that's just what I was talking
right
about.
now. Kuji is shooting right now. Bray, I think you're going to want a little bit more out of Bray right now, 7 or make that 8 and 14, but a minute on time, so he is doing his job.
Yeah, no, and it is going to start flowing time towards Houston once again as they try to expand their lead, as all players on both teams are sprinting towards P2, and it's going to be an early advantage to Houston. And that's going to be another one for Siki. 17 and 8 out of the gold. Make that 18 and 8 a 4 spree for the kid. He's going to keep on shooting straight. And this is the type of gameplay you need out of your gold if you're going to have a successful game or a successful season in URCOD.
No, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, golds, I think, are going to be very critical.
Make it 5. He's looking for the cruise.
And just play your life. Play your life. Let him come to you.
Kev is attempting to be the 6, but Bray not even going to give him the chance, as Bray and Garwood start clearing out around the hill, trying to start these rotations.
Out of Yonix there, and Mystic, of course, should be set up here alongside with Diablo, but Yonix, going to be in a crucial gunfight. Oh, on the other side of the map there, Bray does kill Diablo, so that could swing things in their favor. They can get Mystic out. Kuji as well, down.
Bray flies in through the back. He's going to get some of this time, but he's going to pull a Kev and go sprinting off the hill, but he's going to find Mystic. That's going to be another big kill.
Yeah, on a 5 and a clear Mystic out. Now you just play. You just play back here. You let your team come forward, and you just collapse. I love this right now out of Bray, just playing his life. Very smart decision. And he starts to scoot forward. Oh my gosh, gets the 6.
Oh, making another.
I would give it to him. I'll give it to him anyway. What a great play out of Bray.
Great team shots is the terminology that we'll run with on that one.
Make it 5.
3. Mystic gets trades. Put it in the chat, boys. Hashtag Mystic gets trades. It was not going to be a highlight reel for the rest of the time. Bray is going to go down. Some more great team shots, but Siki the kid is unstoppable right now. This man's battery has not stopped all game long. 21 and 9, and with a minute plus on hill. You can't ask for a better performance out of your goal, as Kuji's finally going to put a stop to that one. 24 and 16 out of the captain. He's pulling all the weight he can, but Atlanta just lacking far behind for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're really starting to notice that there is a little bit of a difference in slaying power right now between these two teams, and that could be okay in a game like this with 150 health, but you've got to play more fundamental, and you still got to get those crucial, one or two team wipes on the hills, and so far to this point, Atlanta's not been able to do that. So, never too late, but it's got the time to act is now.
Yeah, absolutely. As Garwig is going to finally start grabbing some time here, make that 8, 9, 10 seconds of time, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and he is going to get a chow, make that, and Kev's going to put an end to that spree as he's going to start fighting his way onto Hill. Bray there to stop it, though. And the one thing I will say about both of these teams is the rotations are kind of late. Not late for Call of Duty rotations, but late for MW3 rotations. I'm seeing a lot of breaks to the other side of the map, and if you're Atlanta, you need to start taking advantage of this because the lead is getting wider and wider because every time that you get in those races to the hill, Houston is right there waiting to slay you guys, mow you guys down, slay you down, whatever the words are, because this is getting ridiculous. 27-11 from Sticky the Kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost unprecedented. No one expected, hey, kudos to him. He's playing great, right? And I don't mean to sound harsh, but let's be real. I don't think very many people expected Sticky to come in frying like this in this map 1. 28-11 right now. I mean, the dude is shooting. He's not been able to get that ever-elusive cruise missile. But
and there's another one.
5. He's been one off like 2 or 3 times this game, so interesting to see. But it is not going to matter. 250-120. Houston beat Atlanta.
That is an impressive showing. And as a GM, I got to say, if I'm watching my team from the sideline tonight, that is the showing I want in our first map of the season. Houston came out. They looked like they knew what they wanted on the map. They were ready. They were prepared for battle. You got to tip the cap. 1:30 with 29-11 out of Sticky. Obviously, the map MVP right there. Garwig right behind him. Diamond captain showing why he got the spot that he did. 28-17. And the rest of the crew, Bray and Yannick's, doing absolute work, getting around the hill, making sure they were clearing out Atlanta. Just a dominant showing in a map 1 hard point from Houston.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, man. I mean, what a great... you got to give it flowers, obviously, to Sticky there, but also great play right there out of... I don't want it to go unnoticed. Yannick and Bray really realized, hey, you know what? Garwig and Sticky are shooting right now. Let's do all the other things right. Let them get their... let them go eat and keep the momentum going. It will fill in the gaps, and they did a perfect job. That's a flawlessly executed hard point right there out of the Houston boys.
Got to tip the cap, but we will be back shortly with a map number 2. We're looking at an invasion SMD when we get back. Don't go anywhere.
Absolutely.
See you soon.
All up in my head, it's a mess. Got the internet breathing down my neck. Let me show you how it feels to confess.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are ready for Map 2, Houston. An emphatic victory in the Map 1 hardpoint. Now they're Atlanta looking to swing the momentum back their direction, but Carwig not trying to let that happen. 2 in a row off the bat. A bad start when you're trying to restart the magic, start the car again, and just like before, it's looking like it's going to be the Kuji show.
Yeah, I mean, hey, best of luck there, brother. And yeah, that ends about the way that we expected it to, with a Houston victory, especially with how quickly Garwick got those first 2 kills. Clinical S&D. Now, me and Johnny were talking about it, and let's just all agree this map sometimes can be a snooze fest. So I'm very, very excited here to see. I'm hoping that they'll be able to put on a show for us. And after that first round, Johnny, Houston might be putting on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said in the hard point, and I'll keep saying throughout the series, this Atlanta team, if that click comes during this series at some point, I would be very, very afraid. There's been spurts, little showcases of talent in there that if they could just start getting the gears turning, that we could see a real masterclass for the series here. But that's something we got to see proven yet, as another pick is going to go the way of Houston.
Yeah, I mean, a huge first blood right there out of Bray. I mean, first bloods are everything. Garwig, of course, getting a second. I mean, who else than the Bayou boys to get the first 2 kills? But Mystic and Kev combined for 3 just like that. It is sicky, left alone in a 1v2, Johnny. Oh, here it comes. It's going to be a crucial kill if he can get it, and he cannot. Wow, that went downhill very, very quickly for Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. That was going the way of Houston for a very, very strong second. And then just like I said, Atlanta turns around once again and makes it their round very, very quickly. They just got to keep up the magic. That was great teamwork from the boys.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful teamwork, beautiful execution right there out of the Atlanta squad there. But hey, man, maybe it swings right back. You never know, especially with, like I said, Bray and Garwig. Great duo, almost a timeless duo, if you will, and you are at this point.
There's been tons of them, but this is one of them.
Garwig
Every single time. You can always expect them to go together, but Kev is going to try and bring the numbers to his advantage.
Just like that, Johnny. It's been like this every round, man. Just like that. Go straight to a 1v something, and I mean, shoot.
You were the one saying you didn't want a snooze fest, and the boys heard you, and they listened.
I love this. This is what I needed. This is what I wanted. This is what I love and desire.
This is what I was expecting. I told you, I called it midway through the map 1. These boys were sprinting at each other all series long. It was always a late sprint to the next hill, and I could see it continuously going that way the entire series. Both teams are just running and gunning and trying to match each other's gun power, and Houston just keeps showing us why that is not a good idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, look at the scoreboards here, too. I mean, Sicky, obviously 0-2, slowing down a little bit after that huge respawn he had. Diablo as well, 0-3. Kev, first blood this time. That is actually the first round of all 4, well, now that we've played, that Houston has not gotten the first blood. So, could be an Atlanta round, should be, with it being 2v4. But, like we've seen in some of the previous rounds, you never know.
The thing about Yonex, too, a UR legend, I guess you can say, someone who was around very strongly in the Search series days. And you got to say, this man, if there's somewhere he's going to show up and you're going to see a lot of those spurts, it's got to be in Search and Destroy.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, look, Yonex actually got me into the league. So, deep down, there's always a little bit of me that is thankful and wants to root for him because he did get me into the league. But
yeah, after that quick shout out there, we got it to the Kev. He did the same for me. But the time is ticking, man. If we're gonna see it, we're gonna see it now. Is Garwig gonna be the first person to take the numbers game down a bit? Still 3 players for the side of Atlanta, and the Chows are gonna be coming fast and furious. As Kuji's gonna find another one, and it is all down to Yonex. Oh, and he's gonna get a big one on the Mystic.
And accidentally Dolphin Knives, I believe, a little bit too far. But that's okay.
Directly into the line of sight of not one, but 2 of the onlooking Atlanta Pandas.
I will say though that is pretty clinical there out of Atlanta. I mean, you get the first blood, especially you get the first two. No reason that you should ever lose, and they played the trade game pretty well after that. So, tippable out of them there. Really good fundamental Call of Duty. So we love to see that.
Absolutely, and Diablo getting his first kill of the game. That's a big boost in your confidence when you're starting a series or a map 0-3, specifically when you're already down 0-1. So it's happy to see, or excited to see, if we could see some more out of him, as the first engagement isn't going to go the way of Houston, and Kev is going to take down Garwig, which is a huge pick.
Yeah, I mean, Bray taking down Garwig, Bray taking down Kev right there. Very, very big. Garwig as well, though, getting taken down. So right now, we're looking at a 3v2 situation for Atlanta. All things considered, you just got to play the numbers. You got to play your trades. And this is what I was talking about with the snooze fest, man. Look how, it's a 3v2 and they're just still in their spawn, essentially.
Yeah, everyone kind of learned how each other plays, and now everyone is playing the waiting game as Giannis is going to go down, but Sicky is going to get the team trade. He's waiting for the shell from Mystic. He's going to get weak, and Diablo is there for the pick.
Nice.
Like
Beautiful.
I said, the momentum shift, that one-shot kill that Diablo got at the end of the last round led his confidence to 2 more the following round, and Atlanta has their first lead of the entire series.
No, absolutely. And, hey, great job, great regain right now, especially with how quickly some of those rounds were going, and especially after that first map. I mean, no one wants to lose 250 to 120, so way to regain, way to bounce back. But you're only halfway there. Job's not finished. Can't be happy. Word to Kobe. Rest in peace.
You like you said, you can't be happy, but you gotta be hopeful. The tides are turning, and ATL is showing signs of hope.
Yeah, they are showing some flashes, some signs, and as an enjoyer of Call of Duty Search and Destroy, I like what I'm seeing if I'm an Atlanta fan.
Houston flying at this B site extremely fast. They're going to hope to win this first engagement, but Kuji is the man with the gun that they're going to have to find, but it doesn't matter because just like that, Houston doesn't even get to Kuji. The rest of the squad of ATL is there for the picks, and Sicky, once again, left in a 1v3.
Yeah, once again, left it alone, and there we go. So Houston down 4-2 right now, Atlanta up. Can't say after the way that the match started and last map I expected it, but I also didn't want to count them out. I mean, we've got some great Surge players on this Atlanta roster. Mystic, good Surge player. Kuji, really good Surge player in my opinion. So, and like you said, Diablo right now 5-3 after an 0-3 start, by the way.
Exactly what I like to hear. He's on a 5 spree, 1 off the glide, and when you're the silver, those are big plays that make the difference on your team. And like I said about those, Sicky COD 1-5, a drastic drop from his crazy hardpoint performance, and it's just going to keep getting harder as Kev's going to get through, and he's going to find 2 because of it.
And Diablo also gets that cruise, by the way. I don't think Kev saw him. No, he didn't. But anyway,
but you can't knock it, a huge play from the sub god who is going to get out of there with those kills now on a 3 spree, 8-4. Now that is the goal performance in S&D that your team wants if you're going to pull away with this map, and Atlanta's looking tough.
Hey man, it's essentially been a flip. I mean, it was Sicky in map 1 being the gold that was just dominating. Now, right now, to be honest, Kev, want to give him his flowers. He's playing very good Search and Destroy as a sub on, let's be real, one of the more AR favored maps, in my opinion. So very tippable. And too. Also Diablo gets that tip, man. I just tip my cap. You know what I'm saying? He is that guy right now.
7 consecutive kills without a death. Diablo is having an absolute masterclass of a map, and ATL can smell blood in the water because if they can pull out a 1 more round win, they're right back in this series 1-1.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, man. 1 more round. That is all you need. No need to rush it, though. Just play the game that you've been playing. Whatever's been working, keep doing it.
Weird to see Houston not changing it up at all.
Yeah,
at all. They're just still pushing this B extremely fast. Now some smoke's going to be played in. Sicky's not going to see Mystic, and he's going to instead wait for a push to the back. He just read the wrong, and he's not looking where Garwig was. But the bomb is going to go down.
Bomb down, 3v4 situation. You should have the call that most of the people are on the front side. Diablo gets a team kill, does get one though, and oh brother, that fell apart pretty quickly for the side of Atlanta. Great and flawless execution there out of that Houston squad, especially starting bomb down. You're in a 4v3 situation. No reason you should ever lose.
Absolutely. They played it great there, and you gotta say, Diablo ends his own streak right there at 8 kills, and he costs the round. That's not what your team needs, but Houston can build off that momentum, and this could be the swing to bring us to that coveted round 11.
Oh, God, I love it. Just you saying it makes me excited. Anyway, looking at Sicky, though, man, it let's be real. It takes one kill. We saw it with Diablo, and then Sicky, of course, last game. We know how straight he can shoot, so, you know, I think you get him one or two, get him involved a little bit here, and, you know, could be a completely different game. So if you're Atlanta, I think you want to really close it out right here.
Absolutely. And Garwig is going to be waiting for some challenges from Atlanta on this B objective, as they're all going to be here. All 4 of them are coming at Garwig in the back. He is going to have a little bit of help. And
great kill out of Bray.
That help is going to find a big pick. Make that 2 picks as Bray's going crazy on Hill. Make that 8 kills for Bray.
Oh, and wow, 1v2 situation, though. Great shots out of Mystic, but Sicky and Yannick's left alive. Got to get the bomb. And, of course, there it is. He might be starting to get he just got a kill. He might be starting to get his thing.
We saw what happens in map 1 when you let Houston heat up, and that is 2 rounds in a row. One more, and we're going to be there. Anybody's game, the overtime of map 2. But we have to see, this is the biggest round in the map, in my opinion. Could mean the difference between 1-0 and 2-0 in the series, or 1-1 and 2-0 in the series. And that is not what you want to be looking at week 1. That is how teams break up fast in UR COD. This is a huge round for the Atlanta Pandas.
Yeah, ginormous round right now. And Mystic, of course, pulling out this Rival 9. The double sub on Invasion is interesting, and especially with this A Street push here, this could be something. Oh,
Mystic's got through, but Yannick! Absolutely! A miraculous kill, one nobody expected to happen, and that might be the first blood that puts a nail in the series. But Kev was waiting, and Diablo's right behind him, makes it a 1v2.
Finally gonna get a kill there, or if I say finally, and there it is. Atlanta. Kev.
A little bit of love out of Kev at the end there.
Sorry, Atlanta. You've lost the series.
Atlanta Pandas have just taken map number 2, and arguably Houston showing those signs of life that brought them to that huge map number 1 victory. I got to say, we're looking at Invasion Control coming up here, and I'm pretty excited. Of course, we are going to go back to another snooze fest of waiting and praying on both of these teams. But you got to talk about the performance from Kev and Diablo to the gold and the silver on these teams. Just absolutely carried that last map, looking so impressive in Search and Destroy. You got to say, I didn't think that was going to be the life force in Atlanta, and they proved me wrong. Yeah,
no, I totally agree with you, man. Nobody, in my opinion, would have expected that, but I want to tip my hat to him, man. Absolutely phenomenal plays out of those guys. I will say, though, Kev, we know how it goes, buddy. All right, we've been there. We can't shoot bodies. Can't do it. It's a curse. We see it all the time. But, you know, hey, you're going 11 and 6. I'll give it to you this time. You know, maybe the COD gods will bless you this time.
Talk your talk, I guess. But regardless, as we wait for another lobby swap, we will be back super shortly for map number 3 Invasion. Stay tuned.
See you soon.
Invasion again. We are back, and it is time for some
Round two.
control.
Round 2.
Atlanta taking a huge map number 2 search, making the series tied up at 1. And this is the map that could dictate the whole series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a crucial map number 3 for both sides. You always want to be up in a series if possible, obviously, because you want to win. But, 2-1, starting off 2-1 is a lot more important than people might think. So, Mystic here, starting off nice 2-0. Garwick, of course, 3-1. Making it 4-2 now. But interested to see how this plays out, man. I actually have not seen very much invasion control. I think I watched 1 or 2 in the CDL last weekend. I was at work whenever it was going on today, so I didn't get to watch it. But I'm interested to see how this plays out. I imagine it's kind of slow and snoozy, though. Garwick, though, great too.
Garwick is starting on a massive spree. As Diablo's going to be the one to put an end to it, though.
He got hard.
And invasion control, from what I've seen, is stack the objective on the showers, run to the street, and pray that you get it in time. I could be wrong, but that's what I've seen.
Yeah, you might be right. Here we go, though. Stack coming in. Well, 2 stack, but never mind. I lied. Guess who it is? None other than Garwig,
who's been going absolutely crazy all series, along with the pieces. But you also got to tip the cap to B-Bray, who's been doing it right back. But Mystic now showing that he can do it too. He's going to find 2 big ones and get onto the B zone. As the rest of the team's going to get through, and he's going to start pushing up to try and farm some kills, get a gap in the live count. But Bray is going to put a quick end to that one.
Very, very quick end to that one. Immediate trade, though. Sicky gets a trade himself here, but Yannick starting off a little bit slow here, 0-4. Diablo just playing his life on the hill or objective, and he's getting it, doing his thing. That is the B zone captured. That should put another minute on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Atlanta taking an early advantage. You're going to get 3 ticks in that tick count, that sweet, sweet tick count. But now they got to get over to A and get all 3 more ticks if they want to win the round. And there's only a minute left. And Houston, as much as they lost that tick, Garwig and Bray have not stopped shooting. It's going to be hard to get in there.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Sorry, I had to yawn. You're absolutely right, though. Yeah, that's how I feel about the map, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what are we? Hey, but anyway, great shots here, especially out of Garwig right now. Bray also shooting pretty well. Yannick's, though, gonna need a little bit more out of him, I think, if they're going to want to come away with this map win. But for the time being, they're holding on. 30 seconds. But look at this collapse here through the middle of the map. This could be something.
Yeah, but Bray has
2.
Bray's been standing tall this whole time, waiting for the push onto A. Here comes Atlanta. The truth is now. Oh, but Kuji is there to take him out, and the ticks start a ticking as Garwig is gonna see Kuji on there, or maybe not. Yeah, oh no, he knows he's there.
He's got to know here, but with 2 on the point.
Kuji. That's a big kill out of Kuji, but Kevin's going to fall down behind him. Bray not done shooting yet. That's the first one on the Yannick. Bray's in the back. Oh, Kuji. Kuji cannot stay alive. Bray's right back to where he started, and it's looking like Houston is strongly in the driver's seat to make this a 1-0 control in the favor of Houston.
Yeah, I don't see how. I mean, unless Diablo just does a miracle, yeah, but I just don't see how that's going to happen. But great regain right there out of Houston, especially after losing that first point. And that first tick, essentially, really, too, with 2 people stacking. I know that starts going quickly. So great plays out of Bray. I want to tip my hat, man. He, the prince of the Bayou doing his thing.
Absolutely. The crowned prince of the Bayou. Absolutely massive there in the closing moments of round number 1. And he's going to need to keep up that spree 12-5 if he wants to keep it up here, as Yannick's 1-8 has not found his way around this map just yet, which is surprising, seeing they just had a 10-round extensive stay here.
You were absolutely right. I mean, if they can slam real quick, get a couple of kills going right just like that, get a nice couple of ticks here on this A zone. This could be something for Houston. I mean, hey, if you're looking at it from a purely slaying type game mode like control,
oh my God!
Wow, he just absolutely got insert beeped on.
That's the new clip. Send that Kev got spit on. That's the new clip. Holy, and all respects to Kev, but Garwig has just been shooting laser beams non-stop all series long, and that is single-handedly. No, I thought he was gonna get the tick.
But look at the B zone. The B zone should be gone now, and I mean, hey man, you have 2.5 minutes almost to play with one tick left.
I'm not gonna lie, the Garwig show was going so hard. I didn't even realize that they were through to B. I saw Bray's name with the B next to it. It didn't even register that they had already gotten all 3 ticks in Houston, looking like they're gonna take their attacking round, and they're gonna make this a quick control.
Yeah, it is looking like it. I mean, like I was saying earlier, you know, in terms of just pure slaying, I think Houston does have the edge. So in a game mode like this, you know, we could be seeing a lot of dominance here on the Houston side, just like we are, just like that. 2 fall, 2 on the A zone now, and it is gone.
Kev's not even going to get the Garwig. Bray is there for a 2-piece to shut him down. And that is how you play offense on this map, a masterclass of an offense from Houston. And I've said that a lot. I don't mean to sound like I'm repeating myself over and over and over again, but these guys, they're just playing picture-perfect Call of Duty when it comes to being in the slaying department, playing yourselves around the hill, making sure they can't get there. And Houston, they're just calling. And ATL is not picking up the phone. I didn't know how better way to put that.
I think that was beautiful, to be honest, masterful even. And talking about masterful, that was a master class out of Houston there on how to win an offense on this map. But Kev is, of course, going to get the first blood in this round. Thankfully, gets me traded, though, if you are a Houston fan. Trades going back and forth. But Atlanta fans, don't fret. It's never over till it's over. And with Mystic shooting like this, it could be something. Bray, though, going to come in and clean up for Papa Garrick there. So let's see how they decide to play it out, especially with 2 ticks now going to be going at the A zone.
Ooh, Kuji's going to find that one on Yanix, who's holding down the mid, and it looks like ATL are going to be flooding that A zone, but Garwig has something to say about it, and Kuji's there to shut him down, but he's not going to cross the street. He had the free A capture, and he did not take advantage, and Garwig is going to come back to clear that A zone finally. But the run at B is on. Bray is going to be the first line of defense on that B zone as Yanix has got up into their spawn. I don't think they noticed.
They have not noticed, and there he goes, the SVA demon himself. Yanix getting swifty.
Big 2-piece out of Yanix there. He has not found his way around the map yet, but he has started turning up. You got to tip the cap towards the boy, but Houston has been absolutely locked down on defense this whole map, and Atlanta has not been able to capture a zone thus far.
Yeah, no, not yet. And Yanix, though, is going to be able to get a little bit of cleanup over on this B side with the assistance of Bray. But just like that, Kevin Mystic combined for 3. Great 2-piece there out of Kev, who's kind of playing a little bit slow right now compared to that search and destroy. So much needed if you are a Kev Sub-God fan.
Oh, right, but if there's one thing that Kev loves to do, it's prove me wrong. And as I say, ATL's not showing life. The Sub-God with the MCW in his hand is getting mixy and is about to solo cat B.
Oh, he's getting swifty on the hill, shooting bodies. He was like that on accident, of course. But Guji's
there to clean
it up with a huge 2 to finish out the round, making this a 2-1 advantage on the side of Houston. Great regain out of the Atlanta squad right there.
We didn't realize it on the feed, but Mystic just wandered into A, got a pick onto Garwig, and captured A simultaneously. Big plays out of Atlanta. I didn't even realize that they had captured A at any point in that sequence.
I want to say I noticed, but I'm going to be real with you guys. I got distracted by the absolute missiles we were seeing out of the Cuban Sub-God. You know, he was looking just like how I imagine JFK felt about the Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 60s. So he was absolutely obliterating heads. Word to JFK.
Absolutely. And Sicky Khan is going to be there to try and stop this or start the push for Houston, but they're going to get shut down. But Garwig already through to the A zone, just trying to do exactly what we saw last time, get some shots off on the Kev, but enough time from the Sub-God is going to let ATL's big headers, Mystic and Kuji, get closer to the point, but it doesn't matter.
it does not matter when the king of the bayou is shooting missiles like this. I mean, he is absolutely shooting rockets, but thankfully, Cooge and Diablo able to clean it up. Just like that, though. Look at this B zone, guys. It is almost halfway complete. So, hey, you got to be careful. We saw it in, I believe it was, what, round 2. Houston was very successful in distracting the Atlanta squad on that A zone. And, you know, just given how Atlanta's been playing it, man, they just kind of really flood all their resources into one zone. It seems like, which I guess is an okay strategy if you can, you know, defend. But if you're losing the defenses, then is it really a great strategy?
Atlanta electing to give up B and push all their efforts towards the A zone. And you got to look at their setup. It's looking pretty locked down. If Houston can't get through any of these lanes, there's no way for them to get to A. This is picture perfect COD from Atlanta and the signs of life that we want to see in a series like this.
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is some very, very good Call of Duty being played, especially on this Houston side, man. I mean, they're looking good. I mean, look, a minute and 35 left. You know, good job right now out of Atlanta holding strong, you know, continuing to hold steadfastly. But just like that, though, Bray on the point is going to get immediately treated by Mystic, but still applying some pressure. It only takes one team wipe in with a minute 25. It's a lot of pressure right now on this Atlanta squad.
Absolutely. Time is at the essence for the Houston Flames at ATL, fighting with everything they got. They are 3 lives ahead in the live count, and that might be what it comes down to here if Houston can't get to the zone. But all we're seeing is a push. I've seen a lot of deep pushes through A or B Street, and none of them have been able to come to fruition. As the last remaining the last 2 Houston players are finally going to get to the zone. The race is on from Atlanta. They were too busy with the back B Street. They distracted even me, and just like that.
I mean, hey, man, look, I mentioned it earlier that, you know, Houston has done a very good job at really trying to divert the attention of the Atlanta squad in this control. And just like that, that's how Atlanta loses, you know. Atlanta got kind of distracted on the backside, lost a couple of gunfights, or 1 or 2 gunfights on the front, and just like that, Houston decided to crash in, making this a 3-1 victory in this control, and Houston now up 2-1 in the series. Exactly what you want if you're a Houston fan. Atlanta fans, I'm sorry. The exact opposite of what you want.
Absolutely. The swing game mode is swinging the series once again. 2-1 in the favor of Houston, and now you're going back to hardpoint after an absolute beatdown in the map number 1. Hardpoint coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1. Houston has the advantage. We'll be back after this short break. And we're back. Skid Row Hardpoint Houston on the verge of victory. But the Atlanta Pandas have shown time in and time out that they have a bunch of fight left in them. Excited to see what's going to happen. And it looks like Garwig is already P2, and nobody 15 seconds in has even come close to P1.
Sorry, I just woke up from my nap from the past two invasions, but here we are getting off to a hot start. Finally on the Skid Row, finally something a little bit more exciting. Garwig, you were right though, was frying, but does get taken out by Kev. Beautiful, beautiful. But look at this P1 time, man. Houston is going to be getting a lot of this early initial time, and if they can claim a rotation onto P2, this could get deadly real fast.
Oh my god, but two big kills out of Bray. That's a 3-streak off rip, and all the time for his team. A huge P1 out of Bray. The Plat showed up huge, but Kuji is going to be the one there to shut it down as all of Atlanta starts flying through to hold this P2 as they did get rotations from Kev.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, man, like, you're not too worried about the P1 because this P2 is dang near unbreakable for a lot of teams and will be for probably most season as we see. But just like that, though, 2 people fall, make it 3, last alone in the hill is Kev. And if they can get this, Mystic, though, cleaning up a little bit, Bray with a team kill. And that is exactly the opposite of what you wanted to see happen. But you're still going to hopefully come away with a few seconds here. Bray is going to be able to break in, but he is all alone. Not going to be able to finish it out.
Mystic going to be the one to be there to shut it down as Houston all hit rotations towards New, but the only one there to defend the fort is Sicky, the kid who's going to fall. Diablo's going to find another kill, a huge kill, and back alley is going to be the stomping grounds of the Atlanta Pandas for the moment. But that's Diablo! Ripping Bray off the stairs. Doesn't even matter. Shooting like the kid wasn't even there as Yannick's is next up on the plate and he wants some. The trophy system's going to come into advantage as Diablo is going to hold, stand guard as the Houston onslaught is going to start flying in, but the rest of the Pandas are there to help.
Oh, no. Unfortunately, is not going to be able to get that kill, but and just like that, Houston is going to be able to break in. And also, it didn't help Atlanta that they decided to get off for like 15 seconds after they had broke P2, for the final time or whatever. So, but breaks after breaks, man. This game is looking good. Kev punching the air, finally able to destroy that trophy. But anyway, Gucci 9-4 right now, man. He is absolutely frying. Siki off to a slow start, along with Yannick's both 3-6 and 3-7, respectively. Not what you want to see. You know, I think if you're a Houston player and/or fan or GM, perhaps you'd like to see Siki maybe 7-4 instead of 4-7.
Absolutely. Siki had that electric map number 1, but has not shown the same production since. But you gotta say that kid is in there somewhere. As Kev is gonna get behind Yannick's, and but behind him is Vibre, and that's just how MW3 is. Once you're behind someone, there's probably someone behind you.
I absolutely hate it for him too. I've been there, trust me, in that exact predicament. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this free kill and run out, and then someone appears in laundry. So, but trades are going down over near the hill. 30 seconds left, and looking at it from the Houston perspective, they are rotating early, unable to get the final 20 though. And I think if you're Atlanta, I think you're okay, like continuing to just get these initial 15-20 seconds, allowing a break for 20 and getting the scrap time. You're going to keep taking that advantage every time.
Absolutely, but you gotta say, I think somebody was telling Houston about my casting, because the rotations have been impeccably earlier this go-around on Hardpoint, as
So
Bray and Garwick have already been waiting for this P5 to pop for about 4 minutes, and they are going to find the early kills that are going to lock down this time for the Houston crew.
Yeah, and also, not the best of spawns if you are Atlanta. You know, you can get trapped very easily in this tunnel corner. But look at number 2 on the mini map. He is going to be hitting a nice little route here. If he can get a kill, that's going to be ginormous. He's unable to though. But picks on the hill by Kev, Kuji as well, and just like that, Atlanta break again.
Yeah, once again, the sub god into the time. A minute on I think everybody was listening to the map number 1 cast. Kev's getting on time. We got Garwig and Bray rotating early. This is better COD than we were seeing map number 1 from both sides. And I gotta say, I'm very keen on it, because this map has been a knockout drag-out brawl the entire way through, and we're just getting into the second rotation as we're getting a tied game into a very scrappy one. And Mystic is gonna find the first 2, but he's gonna go down to Siki, who gets the trade.
He does. Kev, though, is going to be able to get the trade onto Siki, and just like that, man, this game is so close. 120 to 118 right now. Like you mentioned as well, Kev has been super soaking, doing his thing. Not very often do you see him super soak, but he is doing pretty well right now. Mystic, of course, getting that trade for Kev, and Atlanta going to continue to hold this P1 while also looking at the mini-map here, folks. Guess who controls P2?
It is going to be the Atlanta Pandas, who held it last time, but it didn't work around. They did lose about 15 seconds, 30 seconds to Bray, who came in single-handedly. But it looks like P1 is going to remain contested for the last 10 seconds as the P2 sprints are on. And it looks like Diablo, the king, is just going to be sitting up here waiting for the Chels, because that man has had the ego, the confidence I've never seen before, and he has been shooting that gun straight this entire series.
Yeah, man, he has been shooting absolutely lights out right now. He is playing King of the Hill in the top of this building, and his teammates are like his little minions all around. But Siki, they let him through. He's going to come up and get himself some time, and that's going to be a nice little contest to try to hope that your teams can get some kills, work some magic, get in. And just like that, 3 down for the side of Houston. They've got to swarm and collapse on this hill as soon as possible. And we got to
talk about it. How many times this series has it looked like Atlanta is just in the driver's seat, ready to control the game? And then you look at the scoreboard, and it's Garwig and Bray 3 in a row. There's never one getting a 3-piece, or maybe Garwig or Bray single-handedly, but it's always great team shots, and they will just take the entire push out in one go. It is absolutely like insane chemistry from the two, and you got to tip when you see gameplay like that.
No, you do. And you know, something else you got to tip when we're seeing gameplay like that is Kuji, 24-9, very quiet, very silent, but he has been doing his thing for the team, going around slaying, being that guy. Mystic, of course, lots of 2 pieces so far, 21-17. This is a much better and different version of Atlanta compared to that map 1 and map 3.
Yeah, and you got to say, Kev holding the fort down here in the front. He's going to get a second as the slides are coming through, but the trades are in. Diablo back where we started, holding the contest down for Atlanta. The Chal's going to be in. He's got to stay down. Hopefully he can get some help from the rest of his team, but no, as all of Atlanta is just going to start rotating for new. And Kev is going to be the first one there, but all of Houston are on the other side of the map, except for B-Bray, who has a date with Kev and is going to fall.
Yeah, no, very unfortunate timing there for Bray. I think he didn't get to see him when Kev jumped up on the railing just last second there. So great plays out of Kevin, the sub god himself. But hey, Houston, one break. You only need one break, one full 60, and you're essentially just right back into the game. No harm, no foul.
Fuji's finding more kills as that's 3 down for the side of Houston. Atlanta makes it 4, and that is a huge hold as Atlanta has the win in their sights. They're going to be 4 points off a victory here in this map number 4 and sending us to a map 5 if they can just hold the remaining time here. As Diablo holding an angle that his teammate is watching, but Mystic on the other side is going to find a huge 2-piece that is going to keep Houston at bay as the push towards the back is on. Garwig, 3 down, 4, we get 4, and Houston turns the tides like that, but it's time to rotate, and it looks like the only person that's going to be there is Garwig.
Yeah, only one here is Garwig, but if anybody that I wanted to see on a heady holding down New by himself, it is Garwig.
Absolutely. The push is coming in. Houston trying to get back in. Garwig's going to find the first one onto Kev. Brain finds Kuji, but Mystic isn't giving up yet, but Houston's going to shut down that one fast as the ticket spawns are coming in. All of Atlanta's going to be here. The only person they have to meet is Garwig, and the shots just keep on falling.
Man, every single time. You cannot... Oh, and there it is. Best streak in the game, a.k.a. the trophy system, blocking and defending from that cruise. So nothing is going to come out of that. And Garwig right now is starting to heat up. This is dangerous for Atlanta, especially when you look at the scoreboard here, man. If they hold the rest of this time, this game is anyone's.
And just how the last hill could have put Atlanta in the driver's seat for a win. This one can put Houston right back in it. But Kuji, who has been going on an absolute rampage all series long, doesn't want it to happen. But Yannick, at 13 and 20, man, just sealed the biggest kill of the game.
Yeah, arguably to this point, the biggest kill of the game right now. Houston controlling this new hill pretty nicely. Trades coming in and out, back and forth, and Mystic unable to get the third. That would have been ginormous, but Garwig is going to get immediately traded.
It is going to get real mixy in this P1 as both teams with victory in sight are sprinting at the hill. Houston is here. Kev's going to be the first line of sight. He's going to find one. Diablo gets a second. Garwig trying to get the team trades. Kuji's there to stop him.
32 and 16 out of Kuji right now. He is dominating. 245, 230. This could be it. This is, you have one tiny little sliver of hope for Houston, and it is not going to happen.
Waiting.
Wow. Wow. I mean, a brilliant regain out of Houston there at the end, but man, way to go, Atlanta, as you bring us to what, Johnny? What are we going to?
Gorgeous map number 5. We're going to return back to Skid Row for a final match of S&D, but first we got to talk about it. Atlanta looking like they were going to throw there for a second, but absolutely show the slaying ability. A 2.0 KD from the captain Kuji is going to lead them to a Skid Row victory. And now they're returning to the map they just won for a historic map number 5. One of these teams is going to start 1-0 on the season, and we're going to find out when we load in Skid Row S&D when we return.
that chain reaction so unstoppable. Yeah, I'd like to know. Tell me, do you feel ashamed on how you've turned your back on me? Please tell me why'd you go this far and who the hell you think you are right now. Never mind the love, we've missed it all. Now this place is full of dust, surrounded by the illusion of a friend, dear friend of mine. Where's your self-defense? Tell me, do you feel ashamed on how you've turned your back on me? Please tell me why'd you go this far and who the hell you think you are?
And it all comes down to this as Garwick himself would say, I'm map 5, round 11, round search and destroy, whatever you just yelled at me in the in-game lobby. We're looking big as the first gun by Koji's gonna go down to Bray.
Bray
That
with the
is a
Renetti.
big blood.
Beautiful. Garwig and who else but Bray and Garwig to get the first two, man. It's just like we saw in that invasion too, by the way. Oh, they just saw that door open. He didn't? Oh.
That's a quick round for Houston, but Diablo.
No. I hate to giggle, but man, oh man.
He
That
tried
one
his
was
best.
rough.
He was trying to play spoil to the Houston party, but a little lost in the sauce as Bray didn't even see him there in the first place. But round number 1 is going to go to Houston. And the last time we were on Search and Destroy in this series, it was a strong showing from Atlanta. I'm hoping for well, I'm not going to jinx it, but I'm hoping for a game down to the wire. We'll go with that one.
Hey, look, I look at it like this, right? If you guys bring us to a map 5, it's got to be a close one. Like you deserve great first blood right there out of Kev, by the way, too. But the fans deserve it. And here we go.
They absolutely do deserve it, but it does look like Atlanta was looking for that tunnel push. Yannick's running straight down the alley was going to be met by the entire team as Mystic's going to find yet another one, and that is a 1v4 situation for Bray, who's been shooting straight, but I don't think these are odds that I like for him.
I'm not a huge fan of these odds with him trapped in this corner. Oh, is going to get away somehow?
There's nobody on Atlanta on the other side of this map. The only thing is that they're on offense. They need to make their way to a site and plant this bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he got out. He's going to now have the element of surprise, and that's going to come into play pretty quickly.
As he got in and out again. ATL is just letting Bray run around the map at ease as Diablo is finally going to get this bomb down. But Bray, the odds are already looking a little better for him.
They are looking pretty nice, and he is definitely going to check that corner. Doesn't find Mystic. Oh, so close. If he could have gotten that one, that might have been very doable.
Absolutely.
Great plays, though, out of Bray. I'd tip it, but even better plays out of Atlanta. Flawless execution there on their attack. So just like in the first one, man, one team struck real hard, next team struck real hard. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely, and you got to question the play out of Sicky the Kid. I'm seeing a lot of it in the chat, and to quote the great CB, Sicky the Kid, been trolling you are since 2019, and it looks like it's 1-1. Houston back on offense, and they're going to do a little bit of a 2-2 split here, as Atlanta is going to be looking to meet them all here, and a date with Destiny is coming through.
Yeah, no, exactly, and Very interesting. Oh, wow. What a nade out of Cooge, but is going to get instantly traded. But just like that, 2v3 situation, make it a 2v2, 1v2. Garwick, last alive versus Kev and Diablo. Garwick, though, does have bomb, and he is posted on a spot I feel like they probably wouldn't try to check. So, going to be interesting to see what happens.
Looking absolutely crazy. Kev, though, a 1v2. And these are the two that showed up huge in that Search and Destroy map number 2. But Garwig has been looking unstoppable all series long as he's going to find Kev and Diablo. And they're going to get the kill at Clinical Search and Destroy from Atlanta. A huge round going their way.
Yeah, I love the decision there out of Kevin Diablo, too, to just kind of play close with each other. Play very tradable, just in case anything were to happen. And honestly, they were just okay with Garwick potentially going to the B side. They were just going to play retake. So I like that play choice right there out of those two. So very, very flawlessly executed Search and Destroy round out of the Atlanta Pandas.
Absolutely. You gotta tip the cap. Atlanta and Search and Destroy has been looking extremely clinical. And as a gold, Kev may lack in the lane department and respawns, but this is where you expect him to shine. Somebody who's been playing Search and Destroy and you are never mind.
Oh,
and you know what? Garwig is an absolute menace.
It's like he knew. It's like he knew we were talking about the sub god, and he said, "Hey, watch this then."
Yeah, Garwig's going to find a second, though. He's going to take down the guys who just took him out last round. Some revenge kills as he must. This is going to go quickly in the favor of Houston.
Very fast indeed. And, well, we were just talking about clinical Atlanta play. Talk about clinical Houston play. They were able to be very efficient with their lives there. We love that out of them.
Absolutely. And after you lose a round in that fashion, that's kind of what you needed. Back to the drawing board now. Let's just say momentum isn't swinging either which way. It's looking at a very competitive matchup.
Yeah, we've still got the pen. Is that what it's called? A pendulum, right?
The pendulum.
Yeah, swing. They're smacking back and forth. They're just doing their thing. Eventually, we'll see what happens. But for right now, momentum swinging back and forth. So let's see which team's going to be able to ride out around first in the Search and Destroy. And Mystic going to get one, unable to get the second, though. Yannick's nice trade.
Yes, Giannis is going to get that trade, but the bomb is now just sitting in the radio room. As here comes the onslaught from Atlanta. Kev going to find yet another pick. Asiki is going to go down, and Yannick's waiting for the push, but it's not coming, and the bomb never got down. You got to wonder, did they waste a good opportunity to get that bomb down?
I think it's definitely possible that they wasted it. And honestly, just like looking at it there, too, Yannick's kind of got unfortunate timing. Kev, though, going to be able to get a kill there, too, and just like that, 1v3, but this is going to be tough. Probably unlikely, but hey, weirder things have happened, and that is unfortunate timing out of this for the sub god. Can't blame him there. He was trying to throw a nade, do the right thing. Unfortunately, who expects someone to come Superman flying out of the window?
And you got to tip it, though. The man is playing. The Pandas are bloodthirsty, running at him. Yannick's able to get a pick and get out with his life. Huge plays, but the bomb nowhere near the site. And he's going to turn on Koji! My goodness, what a kill!
10 seconds left. I wonder if he realizes that he has the bomb. Oh, he's got a chow. He's got a
chow. He doesn't have any choices. Diablo's got to run away. Can he get there? 1 second. He picked the wrong corner.
Unfortunate. Honestly, look, I get maybe trying to bait for the kill there, but hey man, you had 20 seconds. Diablo didn't come to those steps till 8 seconds. Get the bomb down.
Absolutely should have got the bomb down.
Of course, he doesn't know that, so you can't fault him too much. They don't have walls like we do, but I'm just saying there, right? I think your primary thing, even if you die planting the bomb, it's better to get the bomb down than have that happen.
Absolutely. A 1v3 almost clutched, but another round to Atlanta. And these teams have been trading rounds back and forth all map long.
Yep, Yannick is going to get picked over on the backside, but Bray is going to get a trade onto Kev. So looks like it was going to try to be a B hit here, but now the bomb's kind of in a no man's land with Garwig and Garwig and Co. doing their thing.
Garwig and Garwig killing in the kill feed.
And bomb down just like that. 1v3 situation for Kuji. He's currently bottom garage, it looks like. So
yeah,
gonna be moving around, doing his thing. 1v3 situation. If anybody can do it, it could be Kuji.
Absolutely, Kuji. Now he is just running through these bottom jewels, gonna try and make his way to the A site, but the flank is uncut. He snaps on Garwig, getting his get back.
Instantly traded.
But he gets traded. Every time I get hype, they just shut him down both ways or the other. This has just been swinging like that pendulum we talked about before. Just absolutely crazy. Back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and it's really difficult too. Like whenever things are going back and forth, it's so hard to get like extremely hyped because immediately it gets shut down, like you're saying. So, hey, what can you do, really? That's just the way that MW3 is. Let's be real, man. I mean, it is a straight trade fest. So interesting to see here, though. I think this is a perfect opportunity if you're obviously either side. You want to keep that advantage. Going up 4-3 could be huge. It's going to be a giant swing round, more than people might think.
Yeah, but Yannick's is in behind Atlanta, and nobody notices yet. And I don't think he notices yet.
No, I don't think that he does. Very interesting situation we've got going on, though. Mystic, though.
He got through. And he gets
great
the
timing. Great pick, great play right there. Siki and Yannick versus Kuji and Diablo. Kuji, while has shot kind of straight so far in this search, is still struggling. 2-5. Diablo not having the same success he had in the first search and destroy right now. 2-3. So they can get Kuji out here. This could be ginormous. They definitely saw him go plat. There's no way they didn't. I think you just got to go back, get the bomb down.
Yep, and hopefully learning from the
Yannick,
mistakes
though,
of the
is still running around, and because of that, unable to get anything. And wow, I mean, to be honest, I think that was a perfectly winnable round for Houston, and they kind of threw.
Absolutely, but you got to tip the cap. Smart plays by Atlanta to take advantage of a really bad situation, and they're going to turn that into a round win.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, man. And great plays out of Atlanta, very clinical. I mean, their search and destroy, to like you said, to this point, has just looked very, very good. So very impressed with what I'm seeing here, especially out of Kev and Diablo. I mean, looking at the scoreboards, to be honest with you, man, like it's not like I mean, it is obviously 4-3, so it's not like super one-sided, but I still think just looking at the scoreboard, you'd probably want to give the nod over to the Houston guys, but it's actually Atlanta that is up right now in this map number 5.
Oh, that's a huge pick out of Garwig, though. He's going to see Mystic in the corner and absolutely slam him. All the bullets landing. Diablo wants the same thing, and that's a 2-piece for the captain. Make it a 3! My God.
Wow. And the king of the Bayou doing what he does. Absolutely hard slaying, hard flagging, make it 4. What an ace right there out of Garwig in this map 5. That is a huge momentum swing for the Houston Flames. You absolutely needed that one.
Absolutely. After throwing around like that one, Garwig on demon mode, gonna go through with a quick ace, and that's gonna swing momentum right back. I hate it, but when these maps are just going back and forth, you have no choice but to acknowledge it. There has been no give from either side. This map has been intense the whole way through, and I just can't wait to see which team is gonna take the nudge.
Dude, I'm just so excited to see. I think we could be seeing a potential round 11, man, with just the way that
you said the words. You did it. You ruined it.
I did. I ruined it. Now it's going to be around 10. Now we're going to be able to go to sleep. After those nice pick right there out of Mystic and that beautiful first blood, just what you needed. But Garwig still up right now on a 4 spree, is definitely going to be looking to play for that cruise, I believe. So going to be interesting to see how they like to approach this down by a man.
Yeah, all 3 Houston players on the other side of the map, and ATL has not made any sudden movements towards the other side of the map. And Kuji's going to be the first one to fall, but Mystic's there for the 2!
Mystic is a huge 2, and just like that, 1v3 situation, last alive is Yannick, and is going to get taken. Now, here we go. Atlanta, you're on match point. This is your time to shine.
In the driver's seat with the lead, game point Atlanta. You can't lose 2 in a row, and it all comes to this. What a match. And you got to tip the cap to both sides very quickly before we get into this one. This has been neck and neck the entire series. It was not looking that map number 1. It was an emphatic win from Houston in that hard point. But since then, Atlanta has been doing nothing but scratching and clawing and fighting. And now they are in the driver's seat. Can they win right here on offense? Skid Row search and destroy. All of Houston is going to get out of mid quickly. and it looks like Mystic is just going to run the bomb straight through, but he's going to get caught by Sticky.
Sticky and Yannick's, and oh my gosh, 1v4. This would be a miracle if Kuji could pull this off.
It was looking like a killer play for the moment, but just like that, it turns around. But Kuji is able to turn it into a 1v2. Yannick and Bray both know that the bomb has to be planted or they're going to win the round anyway. But Kuji somehow trying to keep his team's chances of avoiding that round 11. Yeah. And it is going to come to a head here as Kuji is going to be checking every corner, spinning 360s every chance that he gets. But
thankfully, he's got the time at the moment. I feel like if you are Houston, though, you've got to assume the bomb is probably somewhere down in that B zone. But I love how close they're playing together right now. Although number 3 is starting to leak out a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I think it should be pretty tradable. Let's see what happens. Oh, Kuj spots. Oh, they spot each other. Kuji gonna get one. Oh, but an immediate trade out of Yannick's, and that's what I was talking about, Johnny. That is what you have to do when your game and series is on the line, man. You have an advantage. You've got to play the numbers.
And just like that, Ice, and I called it at the beginning of the round.
Frickin' 11.
It's round 11. Everything that happened before this round now means nothing. One round of search and destroy will determine which one of these teams gets to start the season 1-0. And it is all going to come down to this. Kuji going to take the bomb. Atlanta on offense. And it looks like they're going to start running straight to back alley with a date with both Yannick and Bray on the cards.
Yep, stuns are flying. Nades are flying. Kev, first blood. That's going to be ginormous. Bray gets an immediate trade, though. Just what you wanted and needed for Houston. Great play right now, Bray with 2. Bray with 3. Oh, my gosh, no. Kuji last alive with the bomb. Bray said, fine, I do it myself. Kuji needs a miracle. 1v3, round 11. Johnny, this is what we live for. This is what legends live for, and it is over just like that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Houston come out on top 6-5. Tippable out of Atlanta. Good try. You almost got there. But immaculate ice out of Houston, who I will say, in my opinion, was in the driver's seat for the majority of this series. Finally able to ice it up and, claim what they feel I'm sure they feel is theirs.
Absolutely. And it was looking like a quick 3-0. I'll be honest, after that first hard point, it was straight gunning out of the boys on Houston and that Karachi, and it was shaky after that. Atlanta scratching, clawing, fighting, doing everything that they had in their powers to drag the series out as long as they could. They got all the way to round 11. But Bray takes the gun into his own hands, and he's going to take out 2 of the Atlanta Pandas to send Houston to that 1-0 record. What a game to start off our season on mainstream. I got to say, it's been a good one.
I mean, hey, exactly what you want out of your first mainstream. What a pleasure to watch, really.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you going to say, man? But
what can you say other than thank you for a great series, Houston and Atlanta? Thank you. You made it worth our time.
Yes, but as we approach midnight on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen, I got to cut it short here a little bit tonight. Houston, an absolute cutthroat victory, 3-2 over the Atlanta Pandas. But for myself, Icy, and Texas Cyclone, thank you guys for joining us on the broadcast. We hit almost 80 viewers tonight, a record for a week 1 matchup. If you can, don't forget, hit subscribe in the Twitch, subscribe in the Discord. Any donations that you give do go back to the league. So we are very much looking forward to those, and we look forward to bringing you guys more content and more leagues going forward. For myself and everyone at United Rogue, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great night and peace.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You lead a cavalry and free us from